Tell me about Virgin Sport. Why? Whenever I talk to you, I ask you about why this business, why sports, why races, and so on.
Sport's always been a very important part of my life, and it should be an important part, I suspect, of everybody's life. I was actually riding in the Cape Argus up a very steep hill when my son-in-law Freddie came alongside me, and he started talking about this idea for Virgin Sport and how we could create this great sporting event which was more like a music festival than just a sporting event where it could be fun for the family, for the kids, for everybody. And I was exhausted going up this hill, and I just went, yes, whatever you want to do. So that's why Virgin Sport got born. And then we've got this wonderful woman, Mary, who's got so much experience from the past and on board, and she's, the two of them have made it all become reality.
Mary, what's the revenue model? What's the business model here?
So very much, first, we want to be the greatest experience for participants. So they will come and pay entry fees, and what we want to do is create such a movement around this that it's for partners a great opportunity to be part of people's lifestyles. You know what happens. You pick a big event to train for, and you want to soak up everything about how to prepare for that event, what to eat, how to work out, what to wear. And so for partners, is a great chance to be part of the whole journey into a healthier life for someone when they can associate with the participants who are training. And then I think we have a bigger picture opportunity, because when you look at the potential of bringing sponsors, which helps us keep costs lower for participants and spectators, which is great, these are about the communities. So it's about San Francisco. It was about East London a month ago. The opportunities for brands to be part of a community and raise their awareness in association with the community, in addition to the sporting and fitness events, is all added value to a partner, much more than if a partner wanted to be part of a race. So it's a business model that's sponsorship, participant, more and more added value comes from spectators if they're having a great time and they want to stay longer and eat more and participate in more activities.
It sounds like the New York Marathon meets Lollapalooza on Facebook or something, right? Is it a combination of both a marketing event but also this sort of participant and fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in London we did the first event, and it was an experiment, and an experiment that I think everybody absolutely loved. I thought the only thing lacking was I would love everybody to have stayed all night with tents and bonfires and people playing guitars by the tents, and next year I suspect that's what we'll do. So so I think that, too many of these sporting events are all around one individual who wants to, say yourself, you want to run a marathon or half marathon, that's great, but it's also lovely if you could bring your family along. They can see you in the last 5 minutes and give you a clap, but they can have a blast all day with lots of fun things for them to do as well.
Is New York the model, New York Marathon? Is it this sort of a sporting event model, or is it more Tour de France?
I'd say it's a mixture. It's Tour de France, but bringing the spectators even closer to the action and giving them a way to participate beyond standing there for a second and watching everybody go flying by, right? So how do we get them more involved? In what's really neat and authentic about the way we're growing this is we're standing there in East London and people are having a great time, and Sam, Richard's son, says, he plays guitar. He said, oh, I can bring my guitar. We can jam with the other spectators, have them bring their instruments while everybody else is in the middle of a run. And so this idea of active participation for everybody is, I think, what's most different versus what's out there.
Is it going to be a big business?
Will it be a big business?
Yeah.
It'll be, I think, a business that we'll be proud of. I mean, it's, I was bowled over by what happened in London. And I think, I'm really looking forward to coming to San Francisco. It'll be an incentive for me to also get fit and healthy for these events. And if it, you never know with Virgin businesses. We plant the acorn. Sometimes they grow into, very big businesses. Sometimes they stay relatively small. I think this one has a chance of growing into a global business.
Well, if you'll run, I'll run. You're going to run it?
I most likely will run it. I do a lot of biking, a lot of kiting, a lot of tennis, and I just want to make sure that I don't wreck my knees, which I've had when I was about 9. I had my cartilage out, so I've been told to be a bit careful. But if you're running it, then maybe I'll just say something the knees.
It's been 20 years since I did a half marathon, so it's time.
Excellent.
We created, Richard doesn't know, but he was the muse for the creation of one of the events in the San Francisco Festival of Fitness. So very iconic, San Francisco's Twin Peaks, right? So we're going to do the Twin Peaks mile. So you can race the mile, or we have 2 waves. I could see Richard doing both. One is the high intensity hit and run, where you'll run a quarter mile, walk or run, and then do planks. Run the next quarter, do some push-ups. Run the next quarter, keep the core fitness in the run. So it's much more than a run, right? It's more fitness and core, which Richard's great at. And then we have the style mile, which is about fancy dress and a lot of fun. So I can see that.
I'll go for that one.
A good fit too. And I want to chime in on the business. It's going to be a huge impact business. The ripple effect that we can have by getting a lot of people moving. So we're really starting this saying, how do we really move people and get people inspired? And they'll get their friends and their family, and it'll go from there. And we will create value for everybody through this. And that's the way we'll get to a most successful business over time.
Can I ask you about other businesses? The ongoing Alaska takeover of Virgin America. You know I spent a lot of time in Virgin America. What's the latest in the licensing battle there and their use of your name? I mean, they're committed to this for how long?
I think they've said that they'll continue to use Virgin America for another, I think, 18 months, something like that. And then they're going to merge all the planes into one brand, Alaska Airlines.
But don't they have a responsibility to continue to pay Virgin for the duration of that contract?
Yeah, until 2030, they carry on paying royalties, unless we decide to start another airline, and so we'll see what happens.
Is that something you'd be willing to do?
Watch this space.
And watch outer space too.
Well, exactly. You can have a stopover in Mojave. And finally, let me ask you about the space business, Richard. It looks like you're making great progress there. Any notion of timing, or what's the status of that business?
We're having a really good year this year, both with Virgin Orbit, our rockets that are going to go into orbit and put satellites up there. The test program's going great there, and with Virgin Galactic, the test program's going really, really well. So we're as confident as we've ever been that we're very, 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 very nearly there.
And you still plan to? I think your plan was to take your mother on one of the first flights.
Yeah, my mum's 93 now, so she still wants to go. We'll have to see whether that's why I'm hurrying them up. Come on, my mum's getting on. She wants to go to space.